Hi, I'm Susanna Calvert, founder and executive director of the Foundation for Family and Community Healing. I'd like to talk today about the crisis that our families and communities everywhere are experiencing, and the way that we can return to resilience from fragility. So you may already recognize that we are undergoing a mental health crisis in America. According to the American Psychological Association, almost 2/3 of Americans are significantly stressed, and they called this a mental health crisis in 2020, even before the pandemic. Since then, the Surgeon General has reported that over 3/4 of adults will have experienced a mental health symptom in the past year, and that the workplace is a significant contributor to our sense of failing mental or emotional health. And that overall, 20% of us are experiencing a mental illness, and 1 in 15 also have a substance misuse disorder. So this is all resulting in a cascade effect. The stress, mental illness, and symptoms of mental illness exacerbated by work is creating a nation of people who have mental and emotional fragility. This also results in a variety of physical impairments like pain, susceptibility to infection, chronic illness and disease, disabilities, and substance misuse. And overall, this is having a profound effect on the productivity and bottom line in our workplaces, including things like absenteeism, turnover, cognitive impairment and errors, and overall poor morale. The National Safety Council estimates that it costs over $15,000 per mentally distressed employee per year. That is per person per year. So you can just multiply that out and imagine the financial cost to our economy and workplaces. That doesn't even count the personal toll in the workplace or from the people who are just suffering in families and communities everywhere. There's also, in my view, a relationship health crisis. Our current Attorney General has previously published a book on the loneliness pandemic, and it is estimated to cost hundreds of billions of dollars per year, also in lost productivity at work due to conflict and toxicity in the workplace. This is not even counting the toll to our individuals and families in the community for their own healthcare expenses, lost work, job changes, and the toll it takes across our physical, mental, emotional, and relationship health. And just imagine what the cumulative effect this has on future generations, not to mention the fact that they are suffering themselves from their own struggles with mental and emotional and relationship health. So we are becoming increasing fragile because this trend has only been worsening. We are on a downward spiral, and I am not sure how long our economy can endure this, much less the hearts and souls of our families and communities. But we can reverse this spiral and start spiraling up. According to Deloitte, companies that invest in health and mental health programs see a much higher appreciation of their stocks compared to those that do not. And the National Safety Council estimates that for every dollar invests, a company will see a 4-fold return on that investment. Deloitte also recommends that for this to be successful, leadership must absolutely be involved and committed to these programs, and that mental health should be supported across the spectrum, not just when people fall into mental illness. So there must also be focus on creating mental and emotional health and wellness as well. And those that do invest see a reverse of the trends. Instead of falling profits and revenues, that all those things flip over. So what does this really mean? Like when we think about wellness, we think about probably mostly sleep, exercise, nutrition, and access to healthcare. Well, we're talking about mental and emotional health, and this is a newer subject in our workplaces and communities. And what it means, according to the American Psychological Association and the Harvard Business Review, includes things like mental health education and helping people with their emotional and social skills, like compassion, being emotionally available, listening to needs, and using that information to evolve and respond. And they mention other workplace priorities such as flexible policies, diversity and equity and inclusion, and also access to behavioral health benefits. The Foundation for Family and Community Healing also has an array of opportunities to help everyone, whether they be in workplaces, schools, families, or communities, to learn to become more resilient. Our scalable, flexible, and affordable programs help us all to be more resilient mentally, emotionally, and relationally across the spectrum, starting from before we might fall into mental illness or as a supplement to behavioral health care. We do this through offering an online educational platform where we cultivate whole person resilience so that people can become resilient across their whole life by developing not only the knowledge, but more importantly, the skills that they need to change their behavior and their lives. Our modules are available online 24/7, and we guide learners and facilitators step by step through the behavioral change process across that mental, emotional, and relationship health and wellness spectrum so that everyone can become more resilient and thrive in their lives. It's a beautiful and interactive platform that is more of a storyline format compared to an endless number of videos that you click on. Again, we focus on behavioral change, which sets us apart from so many other online courses. And it's also a very flexible educational program. It can be used by people who wish to learn by themselves on their own, or in pairs, like with a mentor or an employee, or with a caseworker, or with a parent, student, or teacher, or a loved one or friend. It's also very conducive to group learning. So we could either send a facilitator to your community or organization, or we can help you create the facilitator program where we support the development and learning of facilitators in your own community. The latter is especially sustainable and scalable because then you have the tools to prepare facilitators among your organization or workplace. So the way this works is that we would send a facilitator to work with a group of learners who can then potentially also then facilitate learning circles and or help facilitate the preparation of other facilitators. So in this way, the number of learning circles that become available can expand rapidly. Those groups who are in learning circles can also continue to support each other's practices for their personal development and also for their success as a facilitator. So it's a community of practice. So in this way, the facilitators are improving their own wellness and health and resilience while helping others to do the same. We have gotten some great feedback from youth and adults in our community. The City of Richmond Mayor's Youth Academy had 134 teenagers go through the Relationship Well-Being for Youth module, and in 2022, and 97%, and these are teenagers, felt it was helpful, and the vast majority said they would recommend it to others. The adults gave us really great feedback as well. And it reflects that they are doing deeper learning than what is often provided in traditional wellness programs. This is an exercise in getting reacquainted with oneself. They had conversations dealing with their mental health and being able to help others as well with theirs. One person said it helped me to take a deep look at myself. So again, we're going deeper than many of the other programs out there. One partner in Africa used their program to help normalize mental health in their community because there's such a stigma to mental illness in their country. And he felt that it was literally saving lives. So I know that you probably have some concerns like how much time is this going to take? What is this going to cost me? Well, according to some research, the average worker productivity is less than 2.5 hours per day. So if you consider that data, that most workers probably have plenty of time to do such a program, and in fact could really benefit by improving their productivity, health, and morale, and their intrinsic motivation. Our programs are also available 24/7 for asynchronous learning. So maybe learners take the lessons at their own pace, and then they have a chat board somewhere, or it can be done live and either in person or online. You might say, I can't afford this. Well, these are affordable scaling solutions that can average start at about 27 cents per person per day for an organization. For individuals and nonprofits, these folks can either work with us or just come directly to our website and access the modules on a pay-as-they're-able basis. So this is really affordable to everybody. And don't forget that hemorrhaging bottom line due to mental distress and illness, and the ROI of 1 to 4. You also don't need to be an expert in the content, because we walk learners and facilitators through the behavioral change process using empirically tested concepts to change behavior. We are interested in starting instead of a capital campaign, a human campaign, where we would like to create a facilitation hub or academy in the community so that the facilitators are prepared and available to everyone, everywhere. And so in this campaign, instead of raising capital, we're raising youth to be more resilient and healthier, and to develop the skills they need early in life to prosper. We're also helping to raise adults, in the sense that so many of us are suffering from mental distress and mental and emotional illness. We're also looking to raise volunteers who would like to participate, and catalysts who want to create change in their communities, families, and organizations. So this innovation and solution is for everybody. It's for families, neighborhoods, schools, churches, workplaces, government agencies, professional societies, community organizations. Anywhere you have people, whether they number from 1 on up to hundreds or thousands, this is a scalable, flexible solution that can benefit all of us in every corner of our communities. So I invite you to join us to help us create this change that is so needed by everyone, everywhere. We're excited about this. We can make this change happen, where families and communities across the country and even the world can thrive once again. So join this change. We can do it together. We look forward to hearing from you. Thank you.